Breck, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Oh, that is great to hear. Glad to have you on the show.
Glad
Breck
to be on.
Hocum, everybody.
Hello. It's glad to be on the show.
Truly my pleasure. Thank you. And thank you once again to Deja Blue, House of Coffee, for letting me use the space. Wonderful, wonderful place. Go check it out, Alexandria, Minnesota. Go check them out. Great. So, Breck, if we're let's just dive right in.
All right.
So, theater, right? That's kind of where we know each other from.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. We met through the one act play last year,
Yes.
Trousers.
Yes.
And you know, it was very, I just remember thinking, "Oh wow. We got a freshman in one act." I mean obviously it was also my first time, but like I remember being
A lot of people's first times.
Yeah, a lot of people's first
never.
times. It was but I remember being told that a freshman being in one act was not something you saw very often. So seeing you in there, I was like, oh wow, that's pretty impressive.
Thank you.
But yeah.
So that brings me to my first question. How long have you been involved with the theater? Like, when did that first happen? And kind of like, how were you like, oh, theater, this might be something I want to try?
Okay, so this is actually a funny story.
Oh.
So because I almost had no involvement in theater.
Right.
What happened was, it was 6th grade. All right. I heard that the middle school put on plays that were written by the students. So obviously,
Playwrights, right?
Yeah, Playwrights
Yeah.
Club.
Oh.
Very interesting concept to me because I thought I know I one day wanted to be in Playwrights Club, which I was.
Nice.
And
nice.
but yeah, what I wanted to do was to try out for it. But I was much more kind of introverted. Or I mean, it was more so me not being willing to like kind of try things I wasn't comfortable with. So what happened was there was like these dancing parts in the show.
Oh.
And little 6th grade me saw that I got cast as an ensemble member who had to dance around.
Oh my gosh.
I was having none of that. So I almost dropped the show.
Dang.
Because I didn't want to do that. But I eventually was able to kind of wiggle my way out of dancing, so I stuck with the show, ended up having a really fun time.
That's good.
With the middle school shows, so I kept doing them. Did them up until 8th grade, 6 shows at the middle school.
6 shows. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so 2 per year. But yeah, I just remember. And then after that, COVID happened. So
yeah, COVID.
So my freshman year of high school, I didn't really do anything theater.
Yeah.
So my first time coming back, which I would say was kind of my reawakening, what really got me into theater, because I was just kind of doing it for fun, but now like I was like, oh, it's kind of fun to act and to be cheered for. But then I really found like the heart and the joy of doing theater when I did the crew for Little Women.
Nice. And
then I tried out for one act, had no idea what that was going to be like, and the rest is history.
Same here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that is interesting. So, I mean, it was almost. I mean, imagine if you hadn't.
Yeah,
gone through with
I think about that a lot.
Right.
Is what if I didn't do the middle school play? I don't know what I would be doing with myself right now.
Yeah.
But I met so many awesome people. I mean, yeah. I met Zach through. Well, I knew Zach, but like I became friends with Zach through the middle school plays. I met Lauren, who's now my girlfriend, through the middle school plays. So I kind of got, and then just a bunch of other great people I've met, a bunch of great experiences and memories.
Yeah.
So I've got a lot to be thankful for.
Yes.
Because of theater.
The same here. I mean, theater has opened up a world to me that I never thought was possible. I mean, it's allowing for this to happen too. I mean, if I hadn't strengthened myself through the practices of theater and techniques, I'd probably be here like, so the weather, right?
Yeah.
It would be awkward, but it allows to just like be in the moment and like worry about what's going to happen later.
There's a lot to take away from theater, and
Yes.
like you said, confidence and
Yes.
vocalization, stuff like that is like very important to theater. So you learn about that, you get better at that, and then it can be applied in the real world very
Yes.
often.
Of course. I got the ringtone. That is delicious.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's called butterbeer.
Butterbeer.
Mm-hmm. Caramel, Irish cream, steam pressed. Oh, delicious as always.
Sounds delicious.
truly
Butterbeer.
is, yes.
Pick up one at Deja Blue.
Yes. So theater. That brings me to my next question. What has been? I mean, it might be hard to choose one, but like, what has been your most favorite production to do?
Oh, okay. So, if we're talking about, alright, I guess, let me ask you to be a little more specific.
Of course.
So, are you saying like my favorite production to be a part of, or like the show itself? That's my favorite.
Ooh, let's say the show itself.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Making you think here.
alright. I'm gonna narrow it down to the 3 shows I've done at the high school.
Okay.
I would have to say Chicago, probably.
Chicago the musical.
I mean, yeah, because I mean, don't get me wrong, love the one-act shows.
Right.
But with Chicago specifically, it's just so much energy. It was probably the first time where I've enjoyed every single song in a musical soundtrack, because usually I'll like a couple songs from a soundtrack.
If you're like listening through Spotify, you're like, oh, let's skip this one.
Yeah.
Oh, let's get to the good one. Yeah.
Usually it's like I'll like a couple songs from a show, or I'll like a good chunk, but not all of them.
Yeah.
I don't think there is a single song in the Chicago soundtrack that I don't like. I just like all of them.
Yeah.
Amos was a very fun character to play.
It is.
You know, just
A wonderful performance.
yes, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, it was just a blast, and it was. But yeah, and just the show, very energetic, very fun,
Yes.
and
A lot of memorable moments.
oh yeah, it was a very interesting plot, and it really brought out. I think the different characters really brought out the best aspects of some of the actors that we have, and and I like to credit what my dad thought of the show. He's not like a big theater person or a musical person.
Yep.
But he was hooked for the entire show.
Same thing for my father too. Not a big theater guy, and he was like, "Oh, I actually enjoyed that." So
Yeah, I'd say Chicago was my favorite performance, and then
yeah. That's nice. Yeah. I think the biggest takeaway for me from doing Chicago was the amount of controversy that we pushed through.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
All the people that were like, "Oh, the high school should be putting on a show like this," and we just blew past it. That opening night, seeing all those people in there. It was amazing. Such a great feeling.
Because what happened was there was kind of like a petition of a whopping 17 people who wanted us not to do the show, and then I don't remember her name, but one of the school,
Not to name names.
not to name names. I'm not naming her because I can't. I don't remember. But one of our current school board members was not a big fan of it. Obviously, it doesn't matter. It got approved by the school.
Right.
Very successful show. A lot of people came, including her. She watched it. She was like, "This is very inappropriate." We still got your ticket. We still got your money.
We got the
So,
money. That's
yeah.
all that matters. We're rolling in the dough.
Yeah.
That's
And
funny.
I really do think that some of that negative feedback from the people who disapproved of our show, really kind of pushed people
It
to
used
do
it
even
as
more.
fuel.
Yeah, it was used as fuel. If you went into the girls' dressing room, I had to grab something from there during one of
Yes.
our set days. They had a wall. It was a bunch of pieces of paper that had all of the criticisms printed out.
Yeah.
It just had a bunch of people complaining about how immoral Chicago is. It's inappropriate to be dressing girls up in these clothes. It's a script about violence and killing, and a high school shouldn't be performing it. And so it was definitely used as fuel for a lot of people.
And note it was Chicago Teen Edition too. This was the Teen Edition.
It was the teen edition, and we
Yeah.
still got
Still got.
some people who were complaining about it.
I remember seeing that. They pulled me in to show me. I'm like, oh my gosh, wow.
But but luckily the support far outweighed the people who did not support it. Countless people showed up.
Right.
Roaring applause.
Yes.
It was
the roaring applause.
But yeah, just the love and support from everyone who was involved in the show, or was related to or friends with someone who was in the show, or just community members who wanted to watch the show. It was, I mean, it's just what really brought it home.
I think so too. I agree with you. Yeah. Well, we're gonna shift gears here to talk about another activity that we're both coincidentally in. DECA.
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 Yeah.
Yes.
State DECA is coming up.
What does DECA stand for again?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it stands for something, right? It's got to stand for something. Yeah.
I remember hearing about something called decathlon, and I was wondering if that was DECA. It's not.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know what DECA stands for.
No, it stands for something.
It's
I'll put it in. There'll be words that are coming on the screen right now telling you what it is. Yeah.
You make, DECA. You do business projects. It's your first year. It's my second year, and in less than 1 week, we will be going to State DECA.
Oh, I'm excited for that.
Yeah. So that will be in the cities. We just, you'll do your projects to a judge. If you final, then you will. If you final for a project, you will. You will do the project again to another judge, and then. I believe it's the top 4 for each category
that go to
ICDC
nationals.
Yes. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what happens for that. Obviously, I mean, to be fair, or just to be kind of transparent, I haven't been able to give much of my time to DECA until one act ended this year. So we'll see how it goes. But whether you move on to ICDC or not, State DECA is still it's still a fun experience.
I'm looking forward to it.
And like it said before, you only do only a small amount of your time is spent actually doing DECA stuff. A lot of the time, you can just kind of walk around the surrounding blocks. Get a
Watch
coffee.
Watch out, City of St. Paul. We're coming for you.
Yeah, last year, me, Zach, and a few other friends went to this authentic Italian restaurant.
Oh.
Got spaghetti and meatballs. Nice. It had all of the decorations you could think of.
Ooh.
It had a bust of the Pope. So So I don't remember what it is called. I'll have to go look through my pictures to find it. But it was very good. And after all that, we got a big, giant, ice cream sundae that Zach and I shared.
Wait, was that was that an accurate representation?
I'd say that was an accurate representation. Very big.
That's a whole bucket of ice cream they put in it. Oh my gosh! Wow. Yeah, that is fun. That is fun.
Yeah.
So you've been in DECA this is your second year.
This is my second year.
Right. Out of the projects that you've done, which have been your most favorite?
Okay. So,
because I know about the club pizzeria.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably my favorite. Because I haven't done a ton of projects for DECA. The role plays aren't really projects because you aren't
kind of like improv theater.
Yeah.
Another connection.
Yeah, you don't know what you're doing for the role plays until you're given the scenario, and then you have a certain amount of time to prepare. Right. So for projects, I have 2 of them. One of them was, my one I did last year. I had to create a concept for an ad campaign for a local business, and I did one in Fargo, Uptown Cheapskate.
Interesting.
It's a secondhand clothing store.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
And we love those.
And this year I'm doing the club pizzeria. I had to create a concept for a business, and I decided to do a pizzeria where you go in and you basically choose all your toppings for a pizza. They throw it into the oven, and in a few minutes it's ready for you. You can eat it, or you can have it delivered to you,
right?
Or you can just pick it up and bring it home.
Yeah.
But nice. It's great. The idea is great atmosphere, great customer service. Great entertainment. You got live entertainment, I would imagine. Little stage. Nice. You could have local performers. You could have stand up. You could have karaoke. Just whatever you wanted, or whatever the business wanted to do.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'd say that was probably out of the 2, that's probably more interesting to me,
Mhm.
because you know, an ad campaign, it's like you're creating something for a pre-existing business.
Right.
But for this one, I got to get much more creative because I got to like make my own business. I got to. It's like, all right, what do I want to sell? How do I want to sell it?
Right.
And how am I going to try and make this successful?
Yes.
And that is a project I'm doing with a friend of mine,
Yes.
Brendan Staples.
Brendan.
So we're hoping for good fortune, let's say, this week.
I don't wanna jinx anything, but I've seen the project and I think you're strong. You're
Yes.
sitting strong. In terms of muscles, you're like Dwayne The Rock Johnson compared to Kevin Hart, I'd say. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Canva. Very easy.
Canva, the sponsor of this video. Not actually. No.
Very easy
It's,
to make.
it's not. It's not.
Very easy to make good-looking presentations in Canva.
Yes. But if you're looking for a sponsor, anyway. So if we're talking about food now,
Oh, food.
you work at Jimmy John's.
I do work at Jimmy John's. Yes.
Oh, this is where we get controversial. Personally,
Oh.
Jimmy John's is better than Subway.
Okay.
People are gonna hate me for that, but I think it is.
I think it's a fairly popular opinion here in Alexandria, because I don't know. I feel like some people might experience Subway burnout, because if you think about it, there's like 4 or 5 Subways in town.
There are.
Because you have the Subway at the Pilot,
Yep.
you have the one that's right by Jimmy John's.
The one on Broadway, just down the road.
Yeah, the one on Broadway. You have the one that's by it's like the Holiday gas station and the Dairy Queen.
wait, over by Culver's and stuff.
Yeah.
Or wait, or
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So wait, there's
wait.
so you
there
have
used
the-
to be one in Walmart. I know that.
Yeah.
I don't think there's one anymore.
There isn't anymore, I don't think. You have the one by Culver's.
The one by
you have the one in the Pilot.
The one in
you
the
have the
Pilot.
one on Broadway.
Yep.
And then you have the one by it's kind of close
the
to
old DQ.
Yeah, it's the one by the old
I know what
DQ.
you're talking about now. Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's 4 of them.
Four.
4 of them, and one Jimmy John's.
Yeah.
But you know, you can tell that Subway, I think they're trying to. I learned about this in class actually. They're kind of dropping in popularity over the past few years because they aren't really doing. They haven't been doing much to like change their business model
To
keep
grow
things-
with the.
Yeah, they
with
haven't
the-
been. They haven't
yeah.
been growing a lot. They haven't really been keeping things fresh, which is ironic. You're supposed.
Because that's they're like slow.
You're supposed to eat fresh.
Yeah.
But they are not very fresh.
No.
But
No, but I mean, Subway. Don't hate me. We Subway, you're a great business. This is nothing against you, but this is the key notes to take.
But yeah, and recently Subway tried almost adopting a Jimmy John's type of menu where instead of just like going in and picking out your toppings and having them
Someone's
thrown
desperate.
on there, they adopted like the pre-made sandwich things where it's like 12 or so sandwiches that are already made, and then you pick one and then either take it as is or modify it, which is exactly what Jimmy John's does, and now Subway's doing it.
Copycats.
Mm-hmm.
I just really love the atmosphere of a Jimmy John's. I walk in there. And it's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
So,
yeah.
yes, there's like the brick of the Jimmy John's here in town is very nice. All the signs, the lighting. There's actually different themes of Jimmy John's stores. So, yeah.
Do tell.
So, from my understanding, there is like 4 like Jimmy John's themes, or well, I don't know if it's 4, but there's like a few themes of Jimmy John's. So you will,
Couple.
so like the one in here, it's
Right.
like a lot of brick, a lot of stuff like that. If you go to another Jimmy John's, you might find much like the walls are much more white, and it's like a lot of white and then like red logos painted on the wall that really pops.
Oh.
It's very
interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
now I gotta pay attention to that.
Mhm.
So, so we got the brick and we got the
And then
Alright.
I don't remember the other ones,
other ones.
but yeah, from what I've been told, there are different themes.
Oh my gosh.
Like there are it isn't like just different styles that happen to look like each other. Like
Right.
there are actually like predetermined themes of like colors, decorations, like materials that the interior is made of.
Huh. That is very cool. I gotta pay more attention to that.
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Just travel to the different Jimmy John's.
Right.
See if you can go to a Jimmy John's with each theme. It's kind of a little game.
It is a game. Yes. Oh my gosh,
Mhm.
that's fun. That's fun. So how is your experience working at a Jimmy John's?
Okay, so it can. All right, it really depends on who's working. I feel like,
Okay.
and not
Coworkers.
so. Yeah, coworkers. I feel like
Okay.
really determine my experience.
Customers too, probably.
Customers too. Luckily, I'm mostly put either on the slicer
Oh,
or
the slicer.
or this. Yeah. So
Oh.
now the normal protocol is that you have to be 18 to use the slicer, but I get special privileges because my parents own the store.
Mm-hmm.
So that means a lot of rules don't really apply to me.
You get a little head start.
Yeah, I get a little bit of a head start.
Nice.
I'm
sure you're good at it though. I'm sure they're just
no,
like,
I'm-
let's put them on the slicer, right?
Yeah, no,
okay.
I'm pretty decent at the slicer. I
Nice.
mean, my first time I worked there, I was 13. So
Oh dang.
yeah,
Wow.
I mean, I didn't work a ton, but like I would just go in just to like kind of get some early work experience.
Nice.
But yeah, I'd say that my enjoyment really depends on who I'm working with. Like my manager, I love the guy. Like he's really fun to work with.
That's good.
Kind of has a foul mouth, which you're not supposed to have at the store, but it keeps the environment very interesting.
Well, that's good.
And then if I get stuck with some workers that maybe are annoying, don't do their job as well,
Yeah.
then it is not as enjoyable to be working there.
Such is life, though.
Such is life. And
Yeah.
usually I can have a good time when I'm working with Evan.
Evan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he also works there, and
Oh.
and
That's good.
yeah, that's kind of how we've gotten to know each other fairly well.
Have there been any Karens or Kevins coming into the store?
Like I said, I don't really
Right.
I don't really do it a lot, but I do think I had one where she was acting kind of weird,
Ooh.
almost a little Karen-like. And there's one time where I was working, and someone else was running the drive-through, and he was complaining about, or he asked if there was like Coke Zero, and we don't have Coke Zero,
Oh.
so he started kind of going on a tangent
Ooh.
about how he has like health problems, and like you guys, you need to have Coke Zero.
Do you have like Diet Coke?
We have Diet Coke. We also have water. So if you're really concerned about how
Yeah.
healthy your drink is, just get a water.
Like what? Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Ooh, interesting.
But yeah, Jimmy John's overall, I like working there. I found one of the things I like about it the most is that I found it to be very flexible when I work.
That's always good.
It's like, I mean, they'll give you a schedule, but if there's a day you can't work, I mean, more likely than not, you'll get it off. And if you want to work specific hours during the day, then they'll accommodate that.
That's good.
So yeah, that's what I really like about
That's
it.
good to hear. Yeah, I mean, let's see. I mean, this has really been my only quote-unquote job. I mean, it's not technically a job yet because I haven't really gotten paid from it. YouTube. Yeah, so like, it's just, I mean, to be able to balance school, work, social life, all three, like, there are kids that probably have harder days than adults. Not saying that we are like better, but like also like, I mean, there's some stigma against
But yeah,
kids.
I mean, like right now I'm kind of in recovery mode because I had a bit of a come to Jesus moment when I learned that I'm not really good at managing my time. So
No.
so like when we were in the final week or two of one act, I got very behind in my classes. So now I'm working at kind of recovering from that.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. But yeah, like, and I haven't been working a ton either because of one act. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, balancing school, social life, work activities. I mean, it can be challenging, and sometimes, like with what I did, I just kind of got to push one to the side for a short bit if it's necessary. So like right now, now that I don't have to worry about one act, I can put much more emphasis on school, which is what I definitely need to do right now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, right now it's just been with planning the live show and trying to get out
Yes,
content.
the live
stuff.
show.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that,
Oh, of
because
course.
you are coming up to your 1-year anniversary of the Unspecified show.
I would love to.
And you're celebrating that with a live show.
I am.
That is exciting.
It's so fun. It's been a dream of mine coincidentally since I was a child, to be like on a stage in front of an audience, and I was never really to put it to a name. I'm like, well, it might be, performing with theater, but that's not really it, because that's like that's more of like a team setting, which I love that. I'm like, I don't want to put myself to like it's just me on that stage, because it's the whole team, and I want to share that experience with the team. I'm like, I gotta find something where it's like just me. And for a while I was thinking, well, is it going to be like have a concert or something? Like, what is it? Because I'm like, it's a prediction of something. It's that vision. And then it came to me. I'm like, the Unspecified show live. What if we brought the show to the audience, capture it, get people a chance to be on it? So many people want to be, and I'm like, well, let's show the support. So it's gonna be a fun night of jokes, segments, new segments, maybe one-time segments too, like that night only. We got limited edition merch. Oh wow, that was a sucker to figure out. Holy, oh my gosh, I was up till like midnight one night just planning stuff, and yeah, so it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So what are we looking at for like involving the audience?
Right. Yeah. So I think trivia time is going to be a big one to involve the audience. That's the trivia segment. I think a good friend Dylan, he's going to be recording, so I'll be like, and he volunteers. I'd like to come up. People will raise their hand, and he'll pick some people out randomly. And yeah, I think my biggest worry, however, and the biggest thing that I'm like, is if you get some people that are like a little bit reckless and stuff. So hopefully we got none of those. Hint, hint. So yeah, I'm excited. I think. Yeah, I mean it's stressful, but I'm also like, it's gonna be worth it.
Yeah,
so.
And while you were talking about that, you mentioned how you're having Dylan record for you, and I want to ask, in kind of the school space, like there's really only two YouTubers that I think of, you and Dylan Sage, and I know you've done a few videos where you've collabed with him. I know you worked together on the float.
Yes.
For
float was a big
homecoming. So yeah, what do you think what's that experience like, working with someone else at the school who is not only like your peer, but also like a fellow YouTuber, or like a fellow content creator? It's
handy. I mean, that's why he's on so much, because it's someone who understands it, knows about it. Like we'll be sharing ideas. Like right now, we keep talking about how we're in a dry season right now. We're in like the ideas are not here. I mean, he showed me his notes. He's got pages and pages of ideas for the summer, but he's got nothing right now.
Yeah. In the summer, I mean, you've got much more time because you're not doing school. And it's much nicer weather. You can do a lot of more stuff outside, and so I'm really looking forward to the summer seasons to see what both you and him are cooking up.
It's really nice.
Yeah, he told me about that too one time, where he was saying that there's just not a lot I can do right now, but when spring and summer comes along, that's when things will get interesting.
It's gonna hit it hot, literally, because it'll be hot.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to when Dylan hopefully reaches 1,000 subscribers at some point, because he told me that that's when he plans on releasing merch, and I gotta get me some Dylan Sage merch.
Once I reach 1,000 too, I'll also get that full merch out. Like I know I said I got merch on the live show, but that's just gonna be the live show only. That's a special deal. But yeah, once we reach 1,000, that's kind of that sweet spot where you get monetized. You can be able to put a website on your channel, and he's so close. He's been in a kind of a pickle for a while now. It just stuck. I mean, not really going up, but not really going down. So hopefully he can get out a video that'll just push him up there, and I'm looking forward to that. I agree.
But yeah, I remember, like Dylan, his channel's been around for a little over a year, I believe. I think it was January of last year.
I do too. I think I remember him saying that. I know he did it a couple months before I started mine.
Yeah, I remember seeing how his subscriber count and his views rose very fast, and I think that, and I think that it really helps to be at school. You know, it gives you the opportunity to really advertise your channel a lot. But now it almost seems like he might have to get a little more creative, because I think what happened was that when he first started out, you know, he had a lot of people at the school subscribing to him, and now he's gotten to the point where the people who would want to subscribe to his channel and watch his content are already doing so.
Yep.
So he has to try and kind of tap a new target audience.
I'm coincidentally getting to that point too. I mean, I feel like there's a little bit more I can try and do at the school, but I mean, 90% of my viewers are probably people at the school. I owe the success that I have to people at the school. Yeah. But yeah, I think it'll all work out, hopefully.
But yeah, I really like to kind of see like the kind of creativity from like both of your guys' channels,
Thank
both of the
you.
videos you make, like, and you know, like you, like, I mean, it's like, and they're like you guys make very different content, which you know, because like some people might consider two YouTubers in like the same area to like kind of compete against each other, but I don't see that with you guys.
No.
You make different content, so it's like you're working with each other, you know, like assisting each other rather than
It's like a Lay's and
against.
Pepsi type of scenario. Instead of them competing, they're like, let's combine together and or like a Frito-Lay. Yeah, they were two different things and they combined together to be this big thing.
And it's just really fun to see like the type of like content that you make and he makes, and how it's like different from each other. Like, you know, like you make very like talk show inspired content. You have segments and stuff. Where Dylan, it's like, let's see what Dylan did today.
Yeah, it's more like pranks and like a tomfoolery, which is funny. There's
it's like you're visiting the Grand Canyon. You're you're creating like different segments, and you're talking about the news, and you're like making action movies, and then Dylan, I'll check my notifications, and then I will see two of my shirtless classmates in their underwear boxing each other in somebody's basement, and I'm like, Dylan, this is what this is the stuff I want to see. You know, you'll see that one day, and then you'll see him retelling the story of a woman who murdered like 4 of her husbands or something.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Very very fun content to watch, you know. And you know, that's something that I'm always kind of I'm always kind of cautious when I see like really small creators or creators that just kind of like
Start now.
are like they're just in high school and they're making videos for their peers. It's like, you know, I guess I'm like hoping it's not like, you know, they don't know what they're doing. Like, I kind of look at, no offense, but like I feel like some of the Cardinal Cast content leaves a bit of stuff to be desired. But luckily for both of you, you both create very interesting to watch content.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how different people like the reason I watch the Cardinal Cast, the video YouTube channel at our school, you know, the reason I watch is I want to see the people grow. I haven't taken any classes, but it's fun to look back at my beginning videos and see how self-taught has allowed me to grow up to the point where I am today, almost a year later.
Yeah,
you know, it's that growth.
Yeah, and I find it interesting to see how your content grows, the type of content you make. Like, here I am sitting at what is it, your 3rd episode of the podcast?
It would be, yes.
Yeah, like I think it's very interesting. Like around like almost a year ago today, you just had a video of yourself sitting at a desk in the corner of a room, kind of talking.
Oh my gosh!
And now we have a podcast. You've got a live show coming up. You've made an action movie. You've gone to the Grand Canyon. And you've had a float for your channel.
Oh my gosh.
In a parade that thousands of people watched. That was probably a genius idea.
Thank you. Yes, that was right now. That is the height of the Unspecified show for me, experience-wise. But I think the Unspecified show live is
probably gonna take the cake.
It's gonna take the cake, I think.
And I think that's another thing that is very unique about the Unspecified show that like even Dylan Sage's channel doesn't have, and it's that you've created a very consistent brand. Like I'll see stickers with your logo around the school.
Yeah.
You know, you've got. I mean, like I'll see stickers on people's Chromebooks.
Yeah.
Up in classrooms, and then
Phone cases I've seen.
Yeah, phone cases.
Makes me
like
happy.
like I'll see the sticker or I'll see the logo like on your YouTube channel. I'll see it on your merchandise.
Yeah.
And it's just like that's the Unspecified show right there. And I mean Dylan is more of like just kind of he's almost like a vlogging channel, or he'll just find like random stuff to do. But you like have a consistent style, a consistent brand, and it's really kind of fun to see what you do with that brand.
Yeah.
And how you expand that brand with the podcast.
It's fun to kind of bounce ideas off of different things. Like Dylan and I will bounce ideas, and I'll reach out to people on the social media platforms for ideas when I really have nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, Breck, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. Wonderful conversation. I hope everyone watching enjoyed. Please make sure you like and subscribe. If this is on Spotify, if I can figure that out, please like and follow, and go check out the Unspecified show as well. Breck, thank you again so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, have a great day to you and to everybody watching.
Yes, have a good day.
Au revoir, as we say in French.